tournament for them would be 9-0, which would tie Secret's 9-0 win at Dream. Yeah.
I remember that Virtus Pro win, though. Those guys were so much better than everybody else. I just remember going into that finals, and it was just like, I felt like it was locked in, 100%. Like, Virtus Pro was going to win. I don't feel that way about Tundra.
No.
But I do feel like it's pretty likely. Like, I lean more towards Tundra winning this series than Betboom. But that's just from what I've seen, anyway.
I'm guessing we agree that the most likely result here is a 3-1 for Tundra.
Yeah.
Probably. Like,
I would say so.
Betboom can grab a win, but they're definitely not the favorites. But they're also not outclassed by a lot. It's like some sort of 60-40 kind of situation, right?
Yeah.
Perhaps. And we've seen countless of those examples where a team goes in as the favorite slightly, but then still don't manage to close out when it matters the most.
So setting the tempo for this game one is going to be all important for Betboom, as the analysts already tackled the fact that, okay, they buffed up their team fight a little bit with this pickup of the Pango, but it does sacrifice a bit of their laning, which they tend to fixate on. And we'll see how GPK is able to perform in this matchup with Lina versus Pango, which I assume is not going to go well for Pango over time.
He's doing well right in the beginning, but this will get harder and harder as Lina gets levels. I think this in particular gets very scary level 4, when Lina will have the 2-point Dragon Slave and 1 point in the stun. Then every time you try to go for CS on Pango, you're at risk of getting traded really negatively. Nice harass here onto Nightfall. He'll get out, but dropping very low. Whitemon trying to help out. So yeah, as far as GPK goes in the mid matchups, we've been praising this guy a lot for having exceptional laning capabilities when he has favorable matchups in particular. And this one, when you're on the back foot, GPK historically has had some games where things just fall apart. And at this level, that they cannot afford that to happen. Blood Grenade.
Got him with it. Slows him down. Pure being hounded by the Wolves already. Pre-level 6. I mean, this is supposed to be the Lycan's supposed to be a counter for later on in the game, Synderen, but it seems to be winning the lane for them.
Yeah, this top lane is looking very healthy. The fact that Pure had to TP to base is a really big loss.
Oh, wow. I thought he TP'd to the tower. Yeah.
He did not have any regen left, so he's going to do the long walk of shame here. He's level 1-3 when he approaches here. And the reason this is going to get so scary is Drow is helpless against a level 6 Lycan. So if he gets it before you, and you're already losing the lane...
Oh, got the silence on him! That was sick from Save!
Yeah, Muerta has not impressed me in general this tournament. I think the players have. I thought the individual skill that the teams have shown on this hero is exceptional, but the win rate just doesn't go with it. I think Muerta has a sub 40% win rate in the tournament. She's been playing
Biasa naga siren di ban ini, tumben nggak di ban, dipakai Whitemon. Apakah bisa menang lawan Betboom? Betboom sih yang kuat Pure, hebat sih dia, main carry jago.
This is Save and his Bat Rider all over again.
Oh yeah,
right? Because the Bat Rider also had a bad win rate going into that finals, and it got even worse by the end of it. And well, we'll see. Maybe Save can bail out this win rate for the Muerta.
I definitely think that's one concern you could have here for Betboom with the support duo they're running of Pugna Muerta is in the way of playmaking, you only have Deadshot, and that is, despite the players being exceptionally good at using it, it still has some clear limitations with angles and where the fights happen on the map.
Right.
The only other catches are item dependent. It's Magnus getting a dagger, it's him getting in the right position.
Kalau main late game sih,
I would say more often than not, it's really awesome.
Tundra kayaknya diuntungin. Cuma kalau late game agak susah karena ketemu Draw Ranger sama Magnus di high ground sangat kuat gitu.
Tundra overly focusing on getting that Drow Ranger kill get heavily punished by Kataomi.
He's level 4 on the Pugna, so 3.5 on the Drow.
Yeah.
This is what's going to happen when Drow has to go back to base and the Pugna gets to pick up the space, gets those levels early.
I offer rare kindness.
I thought it really interesting that they picked up the Muerta Pugna combo, which I thought was sick at Dream Lake as an anti-Bristleback support duo. And I thought, oh yeah, that's a really cool idea. And then they just pick it up without like really. All they saw was Lina, heavy magic damage dealer, Naga Siren, Whitemon. It's gonna pop the illusions here. They guess the right one immediately and kill him.
Ada kill di mana tuh? Mid, di bawah.
Continue to go the way of Betboom in this early game. The laning phase 3-0 to their favor.
And let's not forget Tundra in a lot of
Oh
their
ya,
games
Tundra
have really
menang
been
lawan
snowballing, winning
Betboom.
quickly.
Udah grand
It's
final
not the
nih.
kind of start you're looking for with this
BO5.
type of lineup. And I gotta say, I'm a little bit surprised in the mid lane as well. Do you think it's standard for Lorinov to not get LSA?
Pure sih jago mainnya, walaupun dari segi hero sih gue lebih suka Tundra.
GPK a bit more.
Cuma
with the
Pure
3-1-1
susah,
build and the 3-0-2.
hebat ya main carry.
Yeah, I would be inclined to agree, but it's been a little bit since, you know, I was playing Lina, and they have this facet that is something to consider. Like, maybe it feels better to have the higher levels of the passive when you know, look good of late and get maxed out stacks, so. Shield Rune. Oh, that's a great pickup for GPK. What also is a great pickup, the experience for being a part of this guild that Kataomi gets on Saksa.
Yeah, Saksa went to deny the rune, but he's so low health that that's going to be an easy pickup for the side of Betboom. Looking like a great start for them. Nightfall is having a rough one on the morph. This is what can happen when you pick this hero early. If the laning stage is too much pressure and the enemy team has formidable laning, then the 24 and 6 against 35 and 12, a ton of denies from Nero's way.
Tundra
Nero.
kalah
Max out in
morphingnya
power,
lawan
just
Magnus.
Able to
Jadi
outdo on the last
pressure
hits, and
pakai
then
skill
Huerta is
satu
kind
aja
of funny.
Magnus.
It's like a replacement to
Jadi agak
Skywrath. You know, like
susah
instant silence
untuk
used to be a good answer to the morph lane. Now, you know, Skywrath Mage has been dead for years at this point.
Could get
But
spicy with Whitemon, gets a good ensnare timing, but there's also the
he's
dead
got
shot.
Skewer. He's going to be entangled, dodges the dead shot, picks
Whitemon.
up the Wisdom Rune. What a play from Whitemon.
Mati cuma Whitemon.
Can't say I'm a fan of the TP
Yang penting nyolong XP dulu kata Whitemon.
He was really
Serius
feeling
amat tuh
himself on that
mukanya
one. Maybe he can get
Whitemon.
the neutral creep tonight. Almost.
Nggak kena
Almost. Did
Tinat.
Nero get it off of Empower hit on the
I think he
creeps?
cleaved
Kalau
on
di
the creeps.
Tinat
Yeah, that was
sama
cool.
Krep, rugi amat.
But still a very,
Betboom.
very big steal for Naga to get that wisdom.
Oh, yeah.
I think in particular for Saksa that was big. His game wasn't looking too sharp on the Rubik, but now he's going to get a fighting chance with an earlier level 5 to start building up.
I mean, I think the ideal would have been, especially with Tundra, the way they started things off, getting level 6 on Lycan before the Drow Ranger gets 6. And you know the Drow Ranger has to vacate the lane, and she's forced to jungle without her ult, right? That's going to significantly slow things down. But that didn't happen because the kills they got in lane. Instead, the Drow Ranger is the one to get level 6 first. And we'll see how much Betboom want to fight for that safe lane.
That's a good point. Pura is free to leave now.
Sementara beda networknya cuma
I
1000.
guess you can park Pugna up there because Pugna can at least
Cuma
stall
lone
against
walk,
Lycan a
lone
decent
walk
amount.
di
Lycan
midnya
doesn't have any
cukup
stuns,
strong.
You can decrep yourself and
Networknya
just start
paling
draining.
atas.
And if nothing else, your teammates can rotate in for a team fight, or you can just, you know, sell the Pugna for the majority of a Lycan ult. But until that becomes a problem, Pure is happy to play up there.
I will say, quick note, he did take the double jump facet, which I think is probably the smart play when you're matched up against a hard lane like Lina.
Yeah.
I know everybody is liking the Thunderbolts, but you know, that double jump is definitely going to help you a lot in the laning phase.
The nerf to Thunderbolt is also quite significant, right? In the M
Yeah,
patch.
that's true.
I think it went from 110 turn rate to 48.
Yeah, that is pretty significant.
It probably still is good sometimes, but I've mainly been seeing double jump again. So in a similar fashion to how Sand King's facets went from, oh, Dust Devil is just the best, now we're nerfing Dust Devil. Oh, Sand Shroud is just the best, now we're nerfing Sand Shroud. And then players are starting to play Dust Devil again. It's kind of the same story with Pango. He went through the same motions of starting out with double jump, and then they buffed Thunderbolt. Now we're back to your good old beginning. Beautiful setup here.
Wow,
Really, that didn't even need to RP.
They are going to trade off safe lane towers. So they are not trying to contest the Lycan. Understandable, they don't have the best heroes to do so.
Dipimpin oleh Betboom.
At least not yet. Later on, when they get to like Blink Dagger and maybe GPK has more swashbuckle damage, it'll feel alright.
Oh, this vision. Pure is very wary of the presence of enemy nearby heroes, but he's standing out to the right to not get caught and ends up not finishing the camp, but going to the wave instead for protection.
Yeah, it's very, very nice ward he's got in that defensive jungle area to see these kind of rotations.
Magnusnya kaya banget, Miero paling atas, dia full in skill 2 kayaknya deh. Skewer ambil 1 mungkin, atau 2.
Of course, is with 33, who is known at excelling on micro heroes. You know he's going to be doing a couple things. Oh, RP in the mid lane, catching the Lina. Immediate silence put on her, and LSA goes out onto 2 heroes.
Mati lagi midnya. Tundra.
Betboom make a 4-man sweep in mid lane and reveal the blink dagger on Miro for a big kill.
7-0.
Big kill sekali itu.
Expecting at this point in the game. Betboom with a very clean start and looks to be a very clean tower as well here. Pugna. Gotta say, Katsuomi chewing that gum. Get it done.
The gum meta.
I know you love the gum.
It continues. All right, so tower advantage for Betboom and expecting some sort of move up to top lane here. I don't know if they want to take the tower, but at least kind of securing the area for the Drow Ranger so she can continue to hang out in this area. So Tundra are getting kind of shoved around here.
Yep.
33 recent Lycan games. Ooh. 3 different losses. That's a little surprising.
Man, when does that picture?
Dude, that's Ninjas in Pajamas 30.
Yeah,
that game juga kalah Tundra harusnya.
Yeah, that's like, what, 2018 or something?
Harusnya bisanya Nobar ya, pakai Lycan. Kalau ngandelin that game sih susah.
Item timings for Tundra.
Mau bisa sih kalau morphingnya kaya banget, cuma ini posisi morphingnya
I
masih
assume the Helm of the Overlord has got to be one of those timings, right? That's almost done.
Yeah, that's what's a bit awkward about this game, right? Is that you can't see a very clear avenue into a fight with the limited catch that's on Radiant. You're kind of riding on having a decent early laning stage and then finding angles with Lycan where you pincer fights. But as this has gone so far, you don't have like an obvious way of forcing the issue. You could technically catch people with Song, but I think you'd way rather save it defensively as a counterplay to Mag.
Yeah.
So Whitemon unlikely to say. I mean, you're gonna ensnare and reel in, I suppose, as a pseudo catch. But not obvious.
It feels like they're
Tundra nggak dikasih kill sama sekali.
Even then,
Satu pun
it's mostly just run at you, right? They're gonna get it's Lycan running at you. It's gonna be Lina Axe. So she's gonna be flying, but she's still gonna be running at you.
Masalahnya dari Tundra ini sekarang, walaupun bisanya Nobar, dia bisa ngancurin tower cepat. Cuma dia nggak ada yang bisa buka. Yang bisa buka cuma Whitemon doang. Pakai sirennya, Song of Sirennya. Kalau nggak ada Whitemon nggak bisa buka dia.
For the side of Tundra is that aside from the Drow, I think it's a really
eksekusinya susah juga.
I feel like that is one of the best carries to have against the double magic protection from Muerta and Pugna. The shotgun build with Konda can definitely pack a punch, and you can kind of play a little bit of an outskirt style morph where you don't have to commit, similar to the Lycan. You just poke and prod and eventually see your moment of opportunity to go in. You're also relatively difficult to kill, even if you get RP'd. It's not a guaranteed takedown. So, given enough time, it seems that the call from Tundra is just, we don't want to do anything. We're just going to farm. And I kind of think it's the best choice.
Yeah.
Just keep building up. Make sure all 3 of your cores get to key items. And as we've talked about before, when you draft in this patch, or in modern Dota, let's call it that, it feels like there's different things that you can compensate for with itemization. And in this game, you might need to chill until you itemize catch.
Right.
And just running your head against a wall in unfavorable fights is not worth it. You recognize, all right, these are the issues we have to overcome. We'll get there in time. We can avoid getting caught off enough and still farm it up. Like 2K lead is definitely not whatsoever insurmountable. As a matter of fact, they're cutting into it. It was 3K a moment ago from Betboom. I want to say 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Step by step, with no deaths, Tundra are narrowing the gap.
Yeah, I mean, if the game remains static for like 20 minutes, I do feel like Tundra, the game is going to become more and more favorable for them at some point in time, as you said, itemizing for the initiation, but also itemizing out of the Drow Ranger counter, right? Whether that means we just want mobility to get on top of her, right? And disable that marksmanship. You know, like there's that level 10 talent, for example, for the Morphling with the extra waveform range, right? It's like, you know, whatever it is, there's going to be items that you can buy. Betboom, if the Drow Ranger is shut down, if the Drow Ranger is caught in the start of any fight, a lot of their damage goes away, and they're going to catch the Drow Ranger right here. Instant Laguna Blade and the Lycanol put to use to find the first kill of the game for Tundra.
That's perfect hit. That's going to be a Drow and a tower. I don't think Betboom are interested
Ini carry baru ya.
at this point.
Sisa
They are
Blackfall.
smoked up, but
Serinya Tundra.
we're too far away to get here. Lycan and Morph push towers so fast.
Yeah.
You basically need to be there when they hit it, or it's gone before you make your way over.
So the best they can get out of this situation is good vision.
And
The
they've
smoke
got it.
itself doesn't find a kill, but the vision that they got off of it. A blink RP is coming. Nightfall's way. Okay, Miro made me
Miro.
a little nervous there. He just wanted to make sure the button worked.
Yeah,
You know?
I think that's a good thing. If you're worried whether your R button
Oh,
works,
dia
or not, just
RP-RP gitu
fake test
untuk
it before you blink
cakap
in, so
ada
confirm
buat
that
atau
the key is
enggak
on,
ya.
and then you can go for the actual play. Imagine how foolish it would have looked if he blinked in and then didn't RP.
Yeah. Waimon. Save. Continue to look for more here. Got the
Nice,
spear
Miro.
back on
Ngeri
himself. An
banget.
extra kill off of that one. Lornoff even
Ini sih
TPing
berat
in here.
untuk Tundra.
Doesn't hit the LSA, and as a result, Save. He's getting away for now. Save. He's going to hit him with the silence. Still has a dead shot ready to go as well. Lornoff finishes off with the Dragon Slay, but he's in pretty deep now. And the Rolling Thunder is going to be put to use. A Knight's bounce off of the wall, redirected into the Lena's face, and nowhere really to run to for Lornoff. Out in the open field against the Rolling Thunder will die. Kateomi
Cuma,
now trying to get away with the big black dragon.
networknya nggak beda
It
jauh,
looks
2000
like
doang.
he is
Padahal
going to get
kepandai
run
gini
down by
10.
wolves. Give him the drum charge, and yeah, slowly dies.
What do you make of the maxed out Netherward build here versus Decrep, considering the matchups? Do you think there's a world where you go 4-4-1? I know the Netherward is incredibly strong for team fighting, and that's kind of what they're specializing in on the Betboom lineup, but
Yeah, if it wasn't Lena,
kind of cool here.
if there wasn't a mid intelligence hero that throws around so much mana, I would 100% be with you. I would say, yeah, I think Decrepify is actually the play here. I think it's just too value against Lena.
Yeah. Decrep just has insane cooldown scaling. That's the main
Di
thing.
na
It's not really
PKP
about
pun
the
kena
effectiveness.
efek.
A little bit of cast rate.
Nggak PKP kena
16 to
just
7, which allows you to kind of kite like
Kayaknya nggak bisa game ini. Kasih ke Betboom deh.
Wow. All right. We league now.
Good one.
Tundra had 0 kills at the 15-minute marks twice before in the history of the org.
It's
Well,
funny, they both happened this year.
Yep.
Aghanim Scepter done for the Pango. So they gave up the Roshan. Aegis goes to Lornoff. But Betboom feel like they should try and take fights into this Aegis. This Aghanim Scepter is such a big window for them.
And the main thing you need to be wary of is Rubik. If you're going to look for a fight, you cannot afford to give away RP or Rolling Thunder.
Yep.
So your initiations need to be clean. And the ideal situation is one where you see the Rubik somewhere on the map, whatever it is, so that you can feel confident going for a Blink Skewer and not get lifted instantly as you blink in. Then things can get really awkward, and Soxa will definitely be fast enough to pull that off consistently. See, they are still playing relatively aggressively out on the map, looking for...
Berarti
Oh,
nyolong
they
ya
didn't deward
Linanya ya?
that. That ward killed him
Yeah.
the last time. It's been here for
Nyolong
4
atau apa
minutes
Linanya?
soon.
It's funny, he's moved from that ward to a
Nggak
different
lihat ya.
ward.
Yep.
Protected a bit by the fact that the tier 1
Oh,
offlane tower is
Roshan
still up.
mereka.
A lot of information for Betboom. What are they going to do with it? Well, they see a Lycan TPing onto that ward. Now, they're going to get that second kill on it, I believe.
33 is decently tanky.
Wow, they don't pull the trigger on that.
There's too many missing heroes. They're just worried that this is bait, and if they go on him, they could just get songed and turned on.
And they don't have their two best damage dealers,
Yeah.
right? Both the Pango and the Drow are not here.
I actually think there was a really good play call to not do anything there for Betboom. But then it begs the question, was there a point in going there then?
Yeah.
With these three, if you weren't going to pull the trigger?
Aggressive
Kayaknya berat
TPing
ya
in.
tetap
Lina
ya,
is going to chase
walaupun
after
ada
him. Boots and
IQs.
travels onto the creeps that are going after Save.
Morphling-nya
Meanwhile, they're
kena.
trying to kill the Morphling. Do not hit the combo very well there. And not even worth using the Rolling Thunder. The partner does eventually get run down. Save is still trying to get away from these guys. As 33.
He has ult.
Ulti?
Yeah. Pops the ult, Rodvatos, Lornoff is going to be silenced,
kalah
headshot and
Betboom
slowed down, and with the Rolling Thunder coming in from behind, that's going to be the Aegis. 33 only has these wolf forms for so much longer. He's going to go into his melee form now underneath the tower. There's going to Song to bail him out. Whitemon can only create so much of a gap, though.
He was really close to killing Save.
Besar banget gamenya.
That was not far off, but the stick charges, keeping him protected. How is GPK this rich? Honestly, that's the craziest part of all of this for me. I mean, power is one thing, but he is absolutely monstrous on the Pango.
I think he has not taken... I feel like it's GPK personality, player personality here. I don't think he's made as many moves as other Pangos would. Right? I mean, that three-man smoke is a great example. Where was he? He was back farming his own side of the jungle, right?
Yeah.
Which I think is maybe the right play call if you consider the fact that they were, what, 7-0? Right? Tundra were not making any moves. Tundra was clearly focused on farming. You got to make sure your other cores outside of the Drow Ranger are going to scale up. It's either you shut down this game quick and fast, or you make sure that the Pango and Mag are going to scale, and they're both doing that, right? Yeah. Echo Saber on the Mag. Pango's clearly scaling up. Big swashbuckle damage.
Betboom's worst enemy. Oh. Close. Decrepify good, though.
I wonder how many stacks have gone the way of each team, because obviously both teams have prioritized stacking up Ancients quite a bit.
I wonder if there's a stat for average number of deaths per Tormentor kill. And where Betboom rank on that scale.
Oh, they're number one for sure.
That would be a funny stat, but I don't know if we can actually track that in Dota, how many kills the Tormentor gets per game, but... All right, we've got it. It's on the way. It's in the pipeline.
Nice.
Wouldn't it be funny if Betboom aren't even top 5? And they just have the reputation for it because it happened a couple of times in really iconic games.
Yeah, they have the most iconic Tormentor deaths.
I mean, the #1 most iconic one was Doracio's Rapier.
Yeah.
That randomly sent a split dagger over on the Tormentor and died from full HP at level 25 plus.
Dude, I remember the mystery of what happened to Doracio in that moment.
His camera shot was the best.
Yeah, the forehead slap that he did.
He has some really good. He had some really good animated face palms.
He was definitely one of the best reaction face Dota players in the game.
Him and Quinn.
Yep. On the same team, man. They were great for that.
Every second Quinn camera shot is a pogo.
We have a nullifier done for this Lycan. That is super scary. What are you going to do if you can't Hurricane Pike and you can't Decrepify against this Lycan running at your Drow Ranger?
Yep. That's a good question. Oh, nice gust hit.
That was beautiful. Caught him midway through the Force Staff, so he barely moved.
That was sexy.
Well, Betboom getting aggressive with their Aghanim Scepter on the Drow Ranger. They take the tower atop, get a kill in mid, take over the triangle, see if they want to try and take some towers. We saw the Echo Saber got broken apart for the earlier BKB for the Mag, and they're working on more BKBs.
Oh, Pure is actually going to show here. All right, they don't have any plans. The hero combination they had over there could have absolutely just dove and killed him and then songed and got out, but
yeah,
maybe they thought there was more backup coming in. Larnoff, of course, with the Flame Cloak can absolutely destroy this Drow in a matter of seconds.
We haven't really seen him hunting too much around the map. Similar to GPK, it seems to be a focus on farm for the mid laner.
Do you think that's going to be the story of this finals? Do you think this is how every game's going to look? Or is it just the nature of the drafts that they're playing a bit slower? Because both teams at this point in time in many of their games have kind of been, you know, way more decisive.
Fishing, Miro tries to catch Lornoff, doesn't use the RP.
There was the Rolling Thunder, so now it's go time.
Yeah.
In comes 33.
He's gonna chase. GPK, nice dead shot too. The Rolling Thunder, dead shot. That's going to waste his transformation. So it's Rolling Thunder
Udah
for
mulai
the
kaya.
Lycan transformation. Kinda
Morphingnya
even in that
walaupun
regard.
kalah
You're
kayak.
happy as Betboom with that. I think without the Lycan ult, your Drow feels confident fighting. But conversely, you're probably not going to find one, because now Tundra won't be looking for trouble.
Betboom gamenya Betboom. Susah.
And that's something their lineup does
Susah
have.
untuk ini.
In these kind of
Loncatnya.
stalemate games where
Timnya
too much is
Tundra.
happening. Okay, there we go. Nice.
They're so much farther ahead than anybody else.
This seems to be an Eastern European team issue primarily.
Seriously.
There's top 3 are Eastern European teams on that list. This would be a big find. RP.
Immediate silence. RP, dead shot after. He's dead. Killed by just 2 heroes. There was 2 more coming in from the smoke. The Drow Ranger didn't even touch them. This off-lane duo has destroyed poor Nightfall.
Haven't they killed him 4 times, just those 2 heroes?
Yeah.
Or was anyone else involved in one of the kills? At least 3 of them was just saving Miro.
I think you might be right about that.
That's what you love to see. Shutting down the enemy carry with 2 heroes is very rewarding. A lot of the times those kills take more commitment.
How much do you think that is the fact that it's their old teammate? That they kind of know maybe some of his ideas, his farming patterns, where he likes to play, what he likes to do?
It could be a part of it, but I also think with the current map state, then maybe it's somewhat obvious at this level where he's going to go some of the time.
I think it's interesting that these moves have been so successful up against a Lycan and a Naga Siren. Like, theoretically, you have lots of information from that duo. 33 is going to use his wolves to scout all the time. It's one of his specialties, right? And Whitemon has, you know, he can throw the illusions around, push down lanes. You should have lots of info of where the enemy could be and what kind of moves they're making, but...
And you could make a case that with the wave clear that you have between Lycan, Lina, and Naga, that Rubik could hog the Morphling.
Can you name which 3 players had the most deaths to Tormies?
Nightfall. It's not Nightfall. I lost already.
I was about to say, isn't it supports? Like, the supports are more likely to die.
Yeah,
I think it's support names that are
remember
in the
Nightfall
top 3.
dying multiple times, but he's probably...
I'm going to say save.
Okay. Toronto, Tokyo?
Yeah.
I think Toronto, Tokyo might be number 1 even.
Oh, yeah, Toronto, Tokyo.
He died to it a lot on
He died
Phoenix.
a lot to it, yeah.
I don't know. So Toronto saved. Do you want to guess one more?
So save wasn't it.
So who was the second team aside from Betboom in the top 3?
Said Team Spirit.
Spirit. So I think Mira actually died to the Tormentor a good amount.
Yeah. That's a good answer.
I feel like my Pushka didn't die to a lot. All right. It sounds like we only got 1 out of 3, but that's par for the course for us.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Not so good at bar trivia. Move from Betboom.
King Jungles and Snaking.
How? Toronto, Tokyo. Wow.
Wait, King Jungles has 14. Does he have every death on his team to the Tormentor?
Yeah, that's an insanely high number for his team, the teams being so. Roshan is going on right now. Tundra is doing it. The roar goes off. Betboom, they're like, wait a minute, we're in this area. We were looking for these heroes. We didn't find them because they were in the Roshan pit.
Really good placement of Whitemon here.
Oh,
Waterline
no.
impossible to contest.
They're not going to be able to get there in time, not into the pit. Maybe they take the team fight afterwards, but Whitemon stops them on the song. Rolling Thunder's going to come through. Miro, is he going to be able to do much with this positioning? Remember, he's got the BKB. Lornoff runs at them straight up, runs to the back line. Laguna Blade, not enough by itself. Kataomi heals up the full. Meanwhile, the Rolling Thunder, Nightfall, he loses his Aegis right away. Kataomi does get burned out by the Rubik and Lornoff, but now they're trying to get away. Miro locks him down with the RP. That's going to be a core dead. Now, 2 cores dead on the side of Tundra with the 3rd on its way. Nightfall has to wait for him away. TP out, but a Rod of Ato stops him. No waveform up for 4 seconds time. There's no way out of this one. Betboom. They may not have stopped the Roshan, but boy, they got everything else for it.
Damn, there was just very little to show for that Lycan Shapeshift plus Lina opener. They spent 15 seconds killing the Pugna. And it all comes down to Larnoff missing the LSA it makes things take so damn long, and in the meantime, the fight is falling apart. Rubik without a strong steal to really turn things around. And keep in mind, we were talking about how Song of the Siren is a good defensive tool against the RP. Well, what you used it for there was just setting up the enemy team. Like, you didn't accomplish anything. So Betboom used their Rolling Thunder. They keep heroes in place. Magnus comes out of the Song and starts having teamfight impact. That was not it for Tundra. You're going to see the replay here. I like this Song. I think it's fine. Just get out, right? I think that sticking around here at this point is really dodgy, and then Lorinov off on the right. This LSA was way off.
Oh, that was so off.
Not even remotely close.
I thought he... at the moment, I thought he was aiming for something else, but there was nothing else.
And yeah, 33 just got absolutely shut down. And that... Yeah, when the Lycans did, that fight is lost.
Back inside the game, running it back at Pure. No way! Is he getting out? The creep! The creep! Does it have the plane code? Okay, they come back in with Soxa. Soxa gets it in the end with the Fate Bolt. 33 still running away. Got that extra transformation time. The extra 5 seconds to shapeshift because of the facet.
There's no RP here. This is GTFO territory for Betboom.
Yeah.
They will do just that. Okay, out of nowhere. Tundra gets something back the other way. The kill on Drow's big.
Man, that's crazy. How'd they set that up so quickly?
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah, better kill the other illusion while you're at it. Get them all out of there.
Got the Sankai Teomi, got the telekinesis, throws them back in, nullifier, and Nightfall to collect the kill. So 20 seconds till the Draw Ranger's back up. Now you have to wait 40 for the Pugna to be here.
Might just lose mid tower as well here. Knowing that there's no song, but looks like Tundra will take some farming time instead of trying to squeeze out a little bit more map advantage.
Somehow this 5 minutes after the Roshan is actually very successful for Tundra, and they're going to get a lot off of the map without the Aegis.
You say 5 minutes, it feels like it's been 2.
Yeah.
It's gone real fast.
AC next for 33. Got to get some bonus armor.
And he got the Vindicator X2, which could actually be very important here. If you get caught in RP or a Rolling Thunder combination, getting that 20 armor against Drow, it's plus armor. Oh, no, Weidman almost adding to the statistic there. Found a way out of it, though. So, Lycan Shard. What do we think about that here? Is that going to be meaningful?
I mean, it's always somewhat impactful, right? Yeah. If they are constantly, again, pushing in waves, gives you more information. They're just trying to dodge fights against this Drow Ranger, I think, for the most part. I think it's always not bad.
This shard reminds me of Artifact.
Oh, yeah.
Like, some random effect happens in one of 3 lanes, and you need to take care of the trash over time. The cripple on towers is quite good, by the way. Does make the split push that bit stronger.
I was hoping he was going to take the other wolf facet, the new one. I think that one is... Wolf? Yeah, I think the alpha wolf is kind of OP.
The one where you lose a level on Feral Impulse and on Howl,
yeah,
and then your wolves get level 6.
Yeah, the wolves get 2 new abilities.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is like a disarm that you can use on towers. You can actually like chain disarm a tower for like 10 seconds. It's absurd. Oh, no way! I don't care what the win rate is on Huerta. Put this in Save's hands.
What? Can we get a... When did they see him last?
It was that ward, I think.
So he just assumed that he was TPing out. Whatever, dude. That's wild. That was a gem kill as well.
That was disgustingly good from Save. He saw...
The courier didn't see him, right? Did it?
I mean, I think that was Rubik's courier, right?
Dude, that was so sick.
All right. I don't know how that happened, but okay.
Okay, buddy. I got this guy on my team. That's fine.
All right. There's an amp damage at the bottom rune area.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So no armor. I was curious if Nightfall would pick up any bonus armor in this matchup against Drow. Not the case. Going Conda, going Swift Link, so it seems like just a focus on getting on top of the Drow Ranger or playing away from her,
Yeah, Swift
one or
Link
the
is
other.
kind of armor in a way against Drow, right? Because it's gap close.
Yep.
So it works defensively by being in her face, and if you blink on top of her and she pikes away, you can waveform chase.
Yeah.
And then you're there. Then it's down to whether Betboom can create the spacing for Pure with an RP or a skewer. But I like the Swift Blink choice a lot. I also think it covers some of their bases. We were talking about limited catch. If the Morph can just blink burst someone and build the fight off that, he's the one hero that I think could more or less assassinate Save or Kataomi basically instantly. Especially Kataomi does not have much health, so that's a one-shot combo for Morphling for sure. And who knows, maybe then you won't have 15 seconds of Lycan and Lina on a wild goose chase.
Yeah.
Before they finally get that done.
Speaking of goose chases, Nullifier for GPK is coming in.
Oh, Miero, are they going to get another sick find out in the trees here? Sox is there.
Skewer him into the gust. He's got to blink. He will be able to blink. Miro will blink after him. Knew exactly where he was headed.
I wonder if Soxa was going to TP there to force RP. That was an option as well. Trading your life away for RP in that dire of a situation is not bad, but maybe he thought there was other backup en route. And
sure. Lornoff hoping to find something as a big wave is pushing in bottom. These waves have been annoying for Betboom.
No wolf in this one, though. Oh, there is one. That's going to cripple the tower.
Yep. Illusion.
60 attack speed slow makes the push a lot scarier.
Dude, they're going to lose this tower.
Yo, do something, though. Yeah,
This glyph isn't going to save it.
Yeah, the glyph doesn't even do a lot because of cripple.
Yep.
It hit twice. Yo, Betboom, it's... hello? Full tower? Really? Okay. That's not great. This is the dream of Lycan. An open lane with Song on your team?
Dude, look, he's going to go Blink Dagger.
Yeah.
That is... He's just going to get on... They're just all in on getting on top of the Drow Ranger when the time calls for it.
Or splitting.
Or splitting.
This is a multi-purpose purchase here. I think a cool play for Tundra here is to try to get that wave up to the base again and then playing it with Lycan and Naga and no one else. And Lycan starts pushing the tower. He has the Song on backup. He doesn't push it with his hero. He pushes it with all his units. And then in case he gets backstabbed by the enemy team, the Song can be the get-out-of-jail-free card.
That's an interesting addition here. Trickster Cloak. So the Morphling and Lycan can do all they want to get on top of the Drow Ranger, but if they don't have any detection, which is unlikely between the two of them, especially for that first fight.
How does a Trickster Cloak interacts with Nullifier?
I think it can get dispelled, but you'd have to get it before he...
Oh, this is a good find. No BKB on him.
Yep. Get
Easy
shotted
kill.
back in. 100% a kill for
Very
Betboom.
nice, for sure.
Still dealing with this bottom lane, though.
This is going to be such a nuisance.
Okay, they're coming in front behind to clear this out. Spotted RP on 2. Miro tries to push them in range of the Pango. Looks like they'll get Soxa out of it. Nightfall will BKB TP out.
The Nightfall.
The Nightfall.
But still starting to be a really meaningful level advantage here for the side of Betboom in particular. Nightfall and Soxa, or excuse me, Nightfall and 33, way below. Pure is level 25 and Nightfall's level 20. That is crazy to me.
Yeah.
The 5-level advantage for the carry.
Broke the link in,
there, but
can't get out. Rod of Atos and Silence, so no chance for images. No way to get rid of that Rod of Atos. Pure's going to chase after Lornoff here. It's a little dangerous, but he does have BKB Lincoln, so they now own the pit, and Roshan's going to spawn, and they'll see it spawn. Betboom will get their first Roshan of the game, but the bottom lane.
yeah.
Is it a golem sitting there? Yeah, it's a golem sitting inside the base.
He's farming.
All right, so hey, you missed the first Roshans. Who cares? As long as you get the third one, right?
Yeah, what do you do about this Ags? I guess you just use it?
Yeah, Mag already bought his Ag, so I guess best for the Pango, so he can then turn that slot into a different item, which Basher was needed.
Yep, it's good.
Well, it's not just the core scaling up at the side of Betboom. We also have the Muerta Gleipnir done. So you can see a gap there on his net worth and the rest of the supports in the game. He is scaling. He's got that tier 3 damage item as well, so he's going to hit decently hard.
Yeah, not running it right now, the Nemesis Curse. He's holding on to the... Just for movement speed, efficiency around the map here, whipping to go and ward. And if he goes to farming, he'll probably swap him around. But yeah, once again, Lornoff not really finding a prey here. Might actually be Komen instead.
Are going to find him, and he's going to have to use BKB. He cannot TP out. Doesn't have a TP. Also afraid of the Basher. He's going to try and fly away, but Pure cuts him off.
Dude, this Strauss so big.
Massive.
It's
6 slotted plus Aghanim Scepter and Shard.